This is a steal for the Dallas Cowboys as a newly released star safety is on the market, and for Dallas looking for some defensive help in any way possible, this is the perfect signing. We'll talk about him, his accolades, and why he is a perfect fit in Dallas, all today on the show. Welcome into Cowboys Digest, everybody. We hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday wherever you might be. And got a fun one for you here. A guy who was kind of on the prime of his career and then took a drop off. Now a newly released safety. We talk about him and kind of go through the details in today's show. Before that, though, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has been watching, subscribing. If you have been any part of this growth, I really appreciate you because we hit 8,000 subscribers today, and I cannot express the gratitude I have for each and every single one of you. But I also want to let you know there's only one way from here, and it's up. We're going for 10,000 subscribers. We're 2,000 away. If you want daily Cowboys content, live stream, shorts, whatever you think of videos like this, we got you covered. So go down there, hit that subscribe button, 100% free. Let's talk about the NFL news of the day and how it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. Adam Schefter with the tweet saying Ravens are releasing safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, otherwise known as CJ Gardner-Johnson, after the safety's agent Kevin Connor and Ravens officials came to, quote, an amicable mutual decision per Connor. Quote, after the Ravens traded for a safety, we were looking for a clearer path to play, Connor added. Okay, so it's been a long-winded season for CJ Gardner-Johnson. If you remember kind of his past, let's call it that, he has been in a lot of different situations. If we go kind of to his career statistics here, we know that he started out with the New Orleans Saints, then made a very good contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, went to Detroit, back to Philly, in which last season played in 16 games, actually looked pretty solid, and then this year just has not been that. He was a big signing for the Houston Texans, and he played 3 games and then got released, and he then signed on the practice squad of the Ravens. The expectation was with all their injuries he was going to play, and that's not what ended up happening. What ended up happening is that the Ravens actually went out and got a safety, and then they didn't need CJ Gardner-Johnson. He decided this is not what I want, and ended up deciding he wanted to be released, which was effective today. So let's talk about how this relates to the Dallas Cowboys, because I'm sure in some ways you're probably a little bit of a question on that. But if you've been following the team, I think you kind of know why I'm bringing this up. The safety position, I mean, forget that. The defensive positions as a whole, the defensive secondary has been maybe the worst secondary I've ever seen in professional football. Donovan Wilson cannot do anything back there. Wanya Thomas, bless him, is doing his best. Elijah Clark is a UDFA. Marquise Bell is out there. Malik Hooker is on the IR. I mean, this safety room, it's just not good. It's as simple as that. It's just not good. So, what can be done? Well, what can be done is right in front of us. There is a signing that you can make for CJ Gardner-Johnson. And maybe he doesn't work out. But is it going to be any worse than what you've got? No, it's not going to be any worse because you are legitimately the worst defense in the NFL. You need something. And maybe CJ Gardner is that something. Maybe he is. Now, I'm not saying I am officially saying, oh yeah, he's going to be the one. But I can't help but look at these stats and say, okay, Donovan Wilson, what's his PFF rank? Because I base a lot of my football knowledge on that. I understand that stats are good, but for a safety position, PFF grade is the most important thing to me. 56.5 is his PFF rank, which ranks him 104th out of all 138 safeties in the NFL. Okay. Well, Malik Hooker's injured, so I don't want to add him into the equation because he did play well for the time that he was healthy. But let's look at Wanya Thomas because he played well in the absence of Malik Hooker for the first week, but has that really done a long-term thing? It seems like it's not. A 58.3 overall PFF grade, which ranks him in 97th out of 140 safeties in the NFL. Now, his snap count is not as high. Obviously, there's a bunch of intangibles with that. But all that to be said, that when you are missing a Malik Hooker, when you are lacking the presence of what Donovan Wilson used to bring, when Wanya Thomas is out there and not getting the job done, the move or some move needs to be looked at. And this is the move you can make. This is the move that, one, for Jerry's purposes, who wants to make money, this is a money-making move. This is a media-making move. Secondly, I just showed you kind of all the PFF grades, right? So just to go back through them here. A 56.5 for Donovan Wilson. That's your starting, I believe he's the strong safety. No, yeah, he's the strong safety. And then the free safety, Wanya Thomas, at a 58.3. That ranks him 97th out of safeties. You're probably wondering, okay, this is great, but what's CJ Gardner-Johnson's? Oh, it's 59.6. Limited snaps, I understand, but 202 snaps. You can't tell me that the addition of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson would not be a good thing for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'm sitting here, I'm saying all the right things. I'm saying the positive things, right, about this signing and why it could be such a good deal. But I do want to play devil's advocate on myself and understand this guy has been abysmal this year. He has been. I mean, there's a reason that the Texans released him. There's a reason that he signed with the Ravens on the practice squad because that's the best deal he could get, and then decided that he didn't want to play there because there wasn't a role in a starting position. But again, I go back to the point. Your defense has been abysmal. And just a year ago, he had 1,170 snaps. That was a career high. His PFF grade was 77, which ranked him 14th among all safeties in the NFL. That was 1 year ago for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Your team is last in yards given up per game. Your secondary has been abysmal, and I would argue your safeties are a big reason behind that. Donovan Wilson, if you watch the highlights from the Carolina Panthers game, looks lost. He doesn't know what he's doing out there against Bryce Young and Tetairoa McMillan. What's he going to do when he's going to have to face Jaden Daniels and Deebo Samuel? It's just not going to go well. Do I think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is going to be the end-all saving? No, 100%. I'm not saying this guy's going to come in and light the world on fire and become your starting safety. But I'm not putting it past him. And I believe that he could get out on the field. He obviously wants to play. The fact that he believes, the Ravens, they aren't going to play me. I'm going to be on the practice squad here all season. The fact that he believes in himself to go find a spot where he can play makes me see that, you know what? This guy wants it. This guy wants to be on the field. He wants to be in the action. So why not make the move for a guy who wants it? Because right now on the defense, I don't see a single guy who wants it past the defensive line. And even that stretching it, because there's guys on the defensive line that look like they don't want it either. So I asked the question, would you like the Cowboys to sign? I said sing, but would you like to sign CJ Gardner-Johnson? If you would, then I want you to type S for sign down in the comment section. If you think, no, Jace, you're being dumb. Did you see how he played in Houston? That team down south, they stink and they didn't need him. You think they're bad? What if they had him? Then I want you to type P for pass. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. S for sign, P for pass. Would you like to see the Cowboys add CJ Gardner-Johnson? You know my opinion. I've said it this entire show. I've put it out there. I've put it in the title. This is a steal. He's going to be cheap. He's getting paid by the Texans. He's going to want to play. He's going to put out the effort. And when you have a team and a defense that is run by Matt Eberflus, which maybe he doesn't use him right at all, the want has to be there. Put some competition in these boots because it's not there. It's not. And it's getting more frustrating every single week. And yet somehow, throughout all this, you still have a shot. You still legitimately have a shot to make yourself known because you play the Commanders next week. This is a move that's easy, that's cheap, and can really help your squad. He wants to play, and he signed a practice squad with the Ravens. You can sure as heck believe that if the Cowboys offered him a practice squad signing with the potential for him to play, given the injury to their safety room with Malik Hooker and the lack of play there, I think he'd say yes. And you can pull him up a game, see how he does. This is not a risky signing at all either. Like, it's low risk, high reward. Please tell me what guy wouldn't take that, especially Jerry Jones. Now, I've gone on my rant long enough. I want you to let me know in the comments section. Obviously, I asked, sign, pass, whatever your thoughts are, but I want to know in deep, if you're watching the end of the show, obviously you are a Cowboys diehard. I know the real ones commented on our last video, but just want to hear your opinion. I'm always in the comments. I try to respond. Got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm always reading them. I promise you that. But I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day, and let me know your thoughts on the CJ Gardner-Johnson potential of signing him, and we'll see you next time here on Cowboys Digest. Peace out, guys.